Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my stream. Today we're just going to be taking it chill. We're modifying this house here. So for those of you who do not know, I'm actually going to head off to another house because we're going to go put something down there. I will talk a bit about the houses in ESO in the moment that I've got you. One side, actually. Right, so I'm going to two different houses at the moment. That is because I want to do some editing on one of them. The other one, this is Duncan Hoover's house, which I'll go through in a moment to explain who they are. So first of all, Duncan Hoover, for those of you who don't know, is my wizard lizard who has existed since before the Mytheric era. He is a very, very powerful mage, and this is his house. This is the Hall of the Lunar Champion. You get through the main quest for the elsewhere for doing the fuck. Who the fuck? So here, the lore-wise behind him inheriting this area is because it's secluded enough, but is also in an area where he doesn't get bothered. It's got a big garden, and it's something he quite likes. Just gonna put this over. I'll just turn it around. Fit it. We'll just turn it towards me a bit more. Perfect. So this is his garden. It grows a lot of different materials due to his magic. Yeah, he's got a dragon head there. I think I put another dragon head here. This one, yeah, I'm gonna put it on the opposite side here because I did the thing. The one thing I'm not gonna do is put the statue of Moloch Baal, because that would be silly. For those of you who do not know, Duncan Hoover is, hates all Deja, bar a few. That is alright with me, because I don't need to worry about that. So we'll head back to, that's right, we're in Rimmon. We'll head back to the free house that they gave everyone, the Aquaterrarians Alpine Gallery. Yes. And I'll show it off. And basically, the areas I'm going to be creating today is I want to get started on the kitchen, blacksmithy, living quarters, and bedrooms. As that is my main focus today, so I will show off everything else I've done on this house, and whatnot. Yep. Oof. So, I hope everyone's having a really good day. I'm sort of alright. I've been having a better day than I have been for the last week. I'm not going to go into too much things because I believe in not dragging outside things into YouTube. Just give me a moment while I take a sip. But yes. Pardon me. So I'll start with the outside here. That's just one of the mounts. I've got my hay cart here, because that's where it is. No hay. Some gardens, whatnot. We've got a basin up there. Line that I use, pipe line, which is the first thing I brought in here. So this area here is going to be the blacksmithy area, where I'm going to be setting up a blacksmithy. I just need to get the blacksmithy, which will be in eventuality. This is where I'm going to set up the Khajiits and my firewood. Put 2 cats, which is that one there, and this one here. At the moment, I'm using a thing that is just to represent that they've eaten recently. Over there is the destroyed Khajiit caravan. That was that Shin Rat's cart, but he destroyed in anger. Here's some more boxes and barrels in the toolbox. I've got to get more boxes and barrels and crates and whatnot and shove them in this area because that's where this is. And I do have to accommodate 3 people. Tide Witch, who is Yusette, Reveille's character, Dark Dawn, Reveille herself, Dark Dawn, Dork Dundee, and Recals, because this was made for a wedding I was holding for Rachel. So, yes, Rachel is married in this. So, let's continue. In here, we've got Naomi's art corner, which I'm probably going to be transforming into the kitchen. Taking that up to the middle section up there. This will become the dining hall over here. We've got Caldora, who, for those of you who do not know, was a free member. We've got some cats over there. We've got the Historian's corner, which I absolutely love, so that's going to stay there. I'm going to actually take down all these trophies as well. So if you come over here, we've got a meat wood chopping thing, got some tables, whatnot. So, I've got to put away everything and I've got to build everything up again. Look, it's Jimothy, but he lit though. Storage area is going to be over there. And of course, as you can see, we've got a music. Hello, Jimothy. There's got the music box here. And then up here we've got the bedroom and changing corner, which is going to be over there. And then that's going to hold some stuff over there as well. So let's get... we'll work on one area at a time. So right now we'll just take down all of the trophies because, you know, we don't need all the trophies. Like, I'll move some out to, like, where the dungeons are going to be. You actually can come over here, because you can be in that corner. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so we'll first of all start with you. Put her away. We'll just pick up everything. Unfortunately, I may eventually end this, during this, I may have to... Oh, I didn't mean to put that, undo. Go and get some more furnishings. The problem is that shit is expensive as fuck. Let's try to get you to think of the ones that you brought a while back. Yeah, that took me forever, by the way, to get all the wines and the shit in there. Who was Dolly? Oh god, who was telling Studio Wildcard to go kill... Not your Studio Wildcard to go kill themselves? Fuck me. Yeah, that's good. That is actually a good thing to do. Mad respects there. That wasn't actually somebody telling Studio Wildcard to go kill themselves. It's the Fortnite thing. Fortnite just... Fortnite team being removed because they said something very offensive. Oh boy, this day and age, you know, I wouldn't say shit. I mean, I have said shit in the past, unfortunately. But I'm only human. And I'm not trying to excuse myself, no. No, if I say something that deserves to be called out, call me out for it. Because otherwise people aren't going to learn. At this day and age, I've actually had an incident where somebody tried to call me out for something. Problem is, though, is what they tried to call me out for, I'm not that at all. Alright, well, we're working on, at first, I think we'll just absorb everything we need. We'll have to pick up, unfortunately, all of these, so... Now, one thing I am going to have to eventually do, services, I'm going to put Caldera here. We need that, so dining... the chairs about at the back here. About there. Put the table in front of them. Oh, that I'm going to put over here. Alright, we've got the Imperial table, family. So we'll put that there. Now these grand solitude tables, I mean, ooh. Going to place this one over here. Bam. This one can come over here. Bam. And this one can come over here, because these are going to be what I'm going to put food and whatnot on. Rustic solitude table. No, not there, because it's going to block Jimothy. Actually, we'll put this about... Actually, put this over here. Because I'm planning on getting more services later. Put the large one over there. And then the ornate tables. I guess I can go in here. Da -da, da -da -da, da -da -da, da -da -da, da -da -dum, da -da -da. Right, these are... I'm going to, at the moment, just ignore half. Da-da-dum. Pie. Bread. Hearty bread, which I brought. What's also been... This can go on this table up here. That, you know, you can buy a bottle of liquor. Put all the liquor on top, actually. Wine sits in the bottom here. Britain cups. Over here. Some grief, which is, by the way, a drink from Morrowind. Now, I am going to talk a bit about who Rachel Indoral is. Now, Rachel Indoral is my main character who I have a whole bunch of stuff written for. She is she's the youngest daughter of two Dunmer couples. Two Dunmers. Named Dareth and Nevere Indoral. Now, unfortunately for Rachel, her parents were killed because, well, to understand that, we need to go back to the beginning. Rachel Indoral's mother and father used to be Nords. Now, she was part of a very powerful Nordic clan called the Bonebreaker clan. The Bonebreaker clan had been part of some of Ysgramor's first warriors who helped defend Sorthal and were one of the many, well, lost many people there as well during the defense of Sorthal. Okay, I can't put them there. Why are you sinking into the floor? Picture. There. That is gonna go. I'll decide what I'm gonna do with that later. Where is the sausage rack? Sit there. Put it behind this table. Actually, if we get my Argonian snake... Fortunately, the Argonian snake has a bit of a rope. We can put it there. And then with the salmon... There. Beautiful. Anyway, as I was saying, Rachel and Doral's family lived in solitude. A Nordic family used to live in solitude because, as I said, they were part of Ysgramor's first. Some of the warriors that fought alongside Ysgramor. Unfortunately for the Endoral clan, well, not for the Endoral clan, for the Bornbreaker clan, is many things would go wrong when they didn't need to. Several members wound up dying through unnamed means. It was later found out that another rival clan, named the Skull Crusher clan, had been hunting down and actively killing members of the Endoral clan. This didn't fly with the Endoral clan, and they absolutely got angry. Rightfully so, who wouldn't? The last few people who existed at this time were the Rachel's family and an unnamed family that were, well, at the beginning of the Second Era, it met their end. The report was read out during Solitude. Perfect. Not any mounts. Undercroft Basin. I shall move that outside. That's a perfect place for it. As we're saying, I shall place this outside too. Okay. As we're saying, so with the fact that, unfortunately for Rachel and her parents and her father, they were forced to leave Solitude after the courts found in favor of the Stone Crusher clan. Now, this was a very, very, very big problem for Rachel and Doral, well, for Rachel at the time. She was 10. And her parents were forced out. Now, this actually did have quite a bad thing for Rachel. As Rachel was actually being watched over by a Daedra. You're probably thinking, oh dear, how is this going to be good? Put that in the thing. There's more the Infernal. And of course, yes, you know, Rachel did eventually get, well, no, at age 10, her family were relocated from Solitude we're going to relocate from Solitude to Eastmarch. More importantly, they were going to start operating from Windhelm. They never made it. This is because of what happened next. Rachel's as the group was traveling, so this was Rachel, her mother, father, and of course grandfather, were traveling. They were ambushed by Yorick Stordencrusher, a man who had a deep hatred for the family and who threatened them. But basically saying that they would never arrive at their destination because, guess what? He was going to stop them. A fight broke up between Yorick and, of course, the Bundcrusher family. And unfortunately, it turns out that most of the Stormcrushers had become servants of Hircine, which Hircine was angered about, but, you know. Oh, that's right, yeah, I've got the common fire pit there. Should have moved that over to, anyway, as I was saying. So, Hircine murdered, would eventually put out a... we'll get to Hircine in a moment. Now, Hircine witnessed this fight go down, and, yeah. Rachel's family was slaughtered in front of her. Now, she had actually ran ahead, and unfortunately the werewolves found her, and were about to kill her when one of the werewolves bit her, and then they fled. Rachel, at age 10, had been given lycanthropy because she had actually was planning on fighting the, on fighting them, and Hircine, well, respected that. Right, because I've got, the cat's down, I'll probably have to... Do I want the cat's down? I mean, maybe not. So, right, so, Suncore, what are you? You're a crocodile. I want both dragons out, because they're going to go on the walls. Yeah, so we're going to show up there. Nevatis can go there. So that's dragons. I'm going to put Iceheart here. Chokethorn. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. I'm going to put Chokethorn here. Because I'm going to use that for something. As we're saying, more dust can sit in between the two dragon heads. Slime Claw can sit up about there-ish. And Tremor Scale can sit there. Hated Tremor Scale. As we're saying. Right, as I said, we need to get a blacksmithy area because unfortunately that's what we do need at the moment. And unfortunately I don't have the 3,000 gold crowns. That's unfortunate, so yeah. Obviously I can buy some of this stuff, but I'm not going to. So we're going to go and find a crafting guild merchant, which I think I know one where there's one in Mournhold. Because I'm going to go and do some buying for Heartwood, and I need to go buy some... Regulus. I'll hopefully have enough for it. Depends on how much I want too. As I was saying, right. Now, we need to focus on a different character, for example, and that is going to be Mr. Endoral. Gareth Endoral was born in Mournhold to a piece of shit father and a loving mother. Well, His mother passed away during childbirth, and his father blamed him for it. When Dareth was 18, he ran and joined the Ordinators. Well, he ran and joined the Morag Tong. After joining the Morag Tong, Dareth became quite an effective killer with it, especially with the greatsword, and often took the most dangerous contracts. I have 1,000 gold. Oof. What am I looking for? Materials. All materials. We're looking for woodworking. What do I want to get? Yeah, as you can see, like, all of it's like 2,000, 3,000 shit. So I'm gonna have to go and make some money real quick. Well, that's easy to do. We just go inventory. If I go here, we'll just bring out all of these. So let's see, wormwood. We'll keep all the blacksmithing stuff because I do need it. We'll keep all of that. We'll take out the runes because I don't do anything with the runes. Anyway, so Dareth was training at age 20. At age 62, he eventually joined up with the. He eventually joined up and went and did the mission and became an Ordinator after he was captured. The Ordinator who captured him routinely dealt with the Morag Tong, with Morag Tong people who've been caught, and offered them a way out, because once you get caught in the Morag Tong, you basically lose any... You lose. Basically, you are not given any good. So, Dareth agreed and joined and became a very effective... Well, the thing about Dareth is he became very effective at being a Ordinator, and often used what he learnt from being a Morag Tong to his advantage. So Dareth was quite able to quickly become a very high-ranking Ordinator. When he hit, when he was just after his 5th, after he became 102, Dareth suffered an injury which took his left eye. Dareth doesn't talk about it because, you know, he doesn't want to discuss it. His left eye, and he basically was still a very high Ordinator, but was no longer able to really contribute much, or so they thought. Dareth and Doral quickly became very good at training new recruits. Right, well, we're probably going to go run dungeons, we'll probably go do some other stuff, actually. We're going to go do some resource gathering, because we'll get money, we'll get things, so... Of course, these people over here will have, some stuff you can use, but as you can see, there's not really much here. And then, oh, Lalu. As you can see... Oh, man, if I had 30 some of these, I could get some of them! God dang it. How do you get these mediator things? Oh, ebony style and glass style. That'd be nice. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna go and we're gonna explore the region, and we're gonna gather basically resources. So this could be crafting, this can be metal, this could be wood now, and rune crafting. So like the best way to start is we'll also have to kill all beasts we come across. Unfortunately, I had to respec myself as a tank. I'm not really enjoying it. But I'm still doing a lot of damage. I mean, the problem is, though, I'm not doing enough. well, that's my little connection because I did update the commander points thing. Anyway, Dareth had become eventually hit the rank of High Ordinator at age 225. At age 200, in which he led a charge against the skooma smuggling in Mournhold. Lo and behold, it was his own father. Dareth was more than happy to arrest his father and put him inside one of the worst prisons inside Mournhold. Now, Dareth eventually had also married at 150 to a very nice lady called a woman named Nuveen Halalu. Nuveen was the mother of Dareth of Devon and Doral, their only son. And she was 103. Well, shit. Yeah, that's a big old happy family there, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Dareth was busy exploring and had quite a good friendship with a Argonian named Darkaduva. Oh, sweet. Really? Oh, wow. Nice. That's something useful. Found all that. As Dareth was training new apprentices, he heard crying. It had been 2 whole months since Rachel's family had been murdered in Windhelm, in Morthal, and the young girl had stubbed her way across Skyrim, surviving with help from her scene, obviously. And other people, they're getting food here, food there, but no one was able to, well, help them. Help the young girl because, well, they didn't know how the best way to handle it was. Well, Rachel eventually was found by Dareth and Doral, who was very startled to see a young Nordic girl crying. More importantly, no parents around. After getting the information he could from the young crying 10-year-old, he took her back to the place that the Ordinators were operating out of, and then took her back to Evanhart. There she was able to get in contact with the Nords through Evanhart and ask what had happened, and at the time they were wondering what had happened. The Nords sent a message back to Western Skyrim, to the Eastern Skyrim, as to inquire about what had happened to this young Nordic girl. So after finding out the full name from her, she was said, Rachel Bone Crusher. And eventually came back to Dareth that the Bone Crusher clan had been wiped out because of their rivalries, because of the evils committed by the Stone Crusher. And this was the beginning of the end for the Stone Crushers too. Rachel was formally adopted into the Doral family and became Rachel and Doral at age 10. Because Dareth and Naveen's daughter, Naveen and even Davin couldn't allow her to go and return to somewhere where that nasty family lived. Well, years passed. Rachel grew up under the Dunmere family and learned quite a bit from the Dunmer, as well as what she could of the Nords. When Rachel hit 18, she was actually able to become part of the Ordinators. Now, normally, you would have to be strictly Dunmer. Devon and Ray... Dareth had actually managed to pull a lot of sway, and removing the people he disliked, well, who knew he would say no, into getting Rachel accepted into the Ordinators, to which she did. And Rachel was very good at what she was. As Rachel and Doral, oh, it's anyway. Gathered her life together, got her life together. She eventually, at age 20, as to be said, because of how quickly she advanced through, she was able to graduate within a year. I have to replace those two skills in a moment because they don't work with the skill. So let me have a look. Skills, what have I got on? Yeah, that requires shield one-hander thing, so let me have a look. We'll replace fire grip, or assign fire grip there. Assign obsidian shield to there. So as we're saying, eventually Rachel and Doral joined the Knight Raiders Ordinators. Now, this isn't an insult to Rachel's skill. It's unfortunately dealing with the racism that is Dunmer culture. Rachel and Doral quickly learnt the ways of the Knight Raiders very quickly, and became quite effective. Her favourite weapon were axes and warhammers, as she was often seen wielding both. For a time she even wielded a very large greatsword. I'm getting very much material, so I'm going to leave this area. Around 25, Rachel eventually heard of contact, eventually joined a group called the Immortal Saints. The Immortal Saints' message actually was something Rachel was hoping for, and she joined hoping to help improve things. Unfortunately, one of the leaders, named Rosirima, eventually just went batshit insane and caused a rift in the group. Rachel had actually left months prior before this had happened, and the infamous book called The Fall of the Saints was written by a money-hungry Breton. Rachel, by the way, has actually burnt any copy of the book that's been given to her, as it falsely predicts everything. Something she does not like, but that's more on that later. As Rachel and Doral basically would eventually rejoin after escorting a mage, Varric, who seemed familiar to her, mage named Varric, to a group, to one of the meetings. Varric remembered who Rachel was and offered her a job with CNC and Contracts and Company. So Rachel eventually joined Contracts and Company because she wanted to... Well, she missed everyone. And upon finding out that Reve and all of that was still... had joined this new group, she was very happy to rejoin her family. Her secondary family. It is during this time, unfortunately, CNC began going through some very rough times. As months after Rachel joined, she was captured by a group of werewolf hunters and drugged. So the guild had to go and find her, to which they did. After being healed up by Arvi, she... Now... Ah! Get over here! I'm just some chick things. So yeah, as I said, with how Rachel, after Rachel's rescue, something that she was very, very sheepish about, she would help CNC through many, many things, except for times where she wasn't able to. When the team went to go to Cold Harbor to try and rescue it, Rachel unfortunately lost her mother weeks prior. Naveen had been killed by a contract placed on her by the Dark Brotherhood, which had been Yorick's stand. And at the anger, a demon, a Daedric being of her scenes, named Thule, Thiela, had taken over Rachel's body to use her in trying to coax a beast. Unfortunately, well, she wouldn't. A couple months after the team had returned from Cold Harbor, the group had been doing work in Eastmarch, where karma came back to, well, where an event had come back to bite them in the arse. One of the members, a Breton, a Bosma named Silk, had killed some priests in Eastmarch, and a man named Khan had been hired to hunt down Silk and Contracts Company. Well, they did. Well, he did. And he poisoned Reve, Gwynolith, Celine, Rachel, and one other member, causing Dareth and Doral to go, when he learned about this, to become very angry and offer his help to try to help capture Khan. Dr. River at the time had actually been very sympathetic and was trying to research a way. Through the magical work of Ave and the forced help of Ori, the infected members were placed inside Ori's house, known as the Enchanted Snow Globe. Rachel had one thing, would remember everything. The pain, the suffering. To such a level that she doesn't talk about the event. And when she does, she's often horrified with what she remembers afterwards. After holding a Christmas party, she was unable to attend many of the guild's early things, including a trip to Murkmire. Before then, however, the man named Khan had been killed. We'll discuss that later. And Dr. Hoover took over looking after Rachel's position. Dr. Hoover had his own moments against the guild, but that was for other means. So getting back to that, Rachel served many months, and eventually became a head of Elixir Ordinator. That was where she is. Through hard work. After she had become quite powerful, or not quite powerful, but, after Rachel and Doral had become quite knowledgeable about that, she began to train other members, including several Talvani members and a guy named Kyle Talvani. Of course, at the time, she's also married to her Orcish wife, named Naomi and Doral. Rachel and Naomi would never be able to have kids, but would have two adopted kids, but we'll get to that later. When Rachel was kidnapped for an entire week by Kyle, Dareth and Naomi were working together. Naomi's own mother had also returned at this time and was trying to actively sabotage her marriage. Naomi's marriage to Rachel. Because she did not believe it to be consensual, and actually hated Rachel for stealing that. Naomi's mother would eventually get arrested by Naomi's father. Well, it turned out she was actively trying to plot against the orcs in Wraithguard. Yeah, he died. Rachel eventually, well, unfortunately, well, it is unknown whether or not Rachel ever got impregnated by this man, as she never really talks about it, and rightfully so. I never do the Bancora. Do the survey, but I'll do it later. Rachel does have two kids. Whilst having a vacation whilst undergoing, a mission which involved
forth the blood offering.
When Cold Harbor calls, Nern obeys.
Rachel and Doral, werewolf form, by the way, would actually end up helping her quite effectively throughout her time as a ordinator. Eventually, though, Rachel and Dora would come under contact from werewolf hunters again. After her, well, 30th. Oh, that wolf. Yeah, awful point.
Think you're strong? Have some Ogrin. 3 of them. The anchors, you destroy them in vain.
Sweet. Anyway, back to resource gathering. After Rachel and Doral had her 30th birthday, she began to become her werewolf form eventually modified from standard werewolf to werewolf matriarchy. This often leads her to having very, very strong, outspoken opinions and using her anger as a weapon. Now, that's basically Rachel and Doral. By the way, her dwarven spider is called Jimothy, for one reason. She's heard Yset call her golem Jimothy, and she fell in love with the name. Oh my lord, it was very, very awesome. I'm gonna have to talk to Mercal as well. About Orical, about running an event. Because I want to do one as Dareth and Doral. So we'll be able to get a ton of resources here. Oh, we got my We found my the lion, lads!
What if the Ordinators are the Dark Elf gods, hiding among their people? Maik avoids them, just the same.
Really?
Mike learned too late that ash pits are home to Dark Elf ancestors. He, hopes they don't mind the rain.
Really?
Mike asked an Argonian if she could breathe underwater. She asked if he could see in the dark. Mike had no good answer.
Anyway, guys, we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Doug and I'll catch you next time. Bye!